3 years into the coronavirus pandemic, the world is still struggling with emerging variants, an ailing global economy, and a volatile international environment beset by regional conflicts. It is more important than ever that nations work together. Despite the prevailing headwinds, there are bright spots on the horizon.
Almost every spring since 2001, for a few days, the eyes of the world look to the east to this small coastal town called Boao, which is on China's southernmost tropical island province called Hainan.
It's the time for Boao Forum for Asia. Heads of state and government, heads of international organizations, and guests from business, media, academia from across the world gather here to pool wisdom for the prosperity and development of Asia and the world.
Because of the COVID-19 flare-ups, this year's forum is online and offline.
And the theme is actually related to the pandemic, the world in COVID-19 and beyond, working together for global development and shared future.
In fact, President Xi Jinping mentioned much of that in his keynote address.
President Xi Jinping reflected on the changes our modern world is witnessing, unfolding in ways like never before, calling for breaking through the mist and embracing a brighter future. Xi said our biggest strength is cooperation, and solidarity is the most effective approach. His keynote speech had many allusions to ways that the world can work together.
Rick, I want to teach you some 4-character Chinese idiomatic expressions which I think will help us better understand the themes woven throughout President Xi's speech. And since we're here in this beautiful seaside town, they're all related to water.
Okay, Sylvia, teach me.
The first one is 同舟共济.
同舟共济.
Literally, it means cross the river in the same boat or set sail together. It's often used to underscore the need for solidarity and cooperation in times of difficulties.
I like this idiom a lot because we're all global citizens and we're all in the same boat together. So we have to work together to navigate through the stormy waters.
And this has actually been mentioned by President Xi in his speech.
世界各国乘坐在一条命运与共的大船上，要穿越惊涛骇浪，驶向光明未来，必须同舟共济，企图把谁扔下大海都是不可接受的。
By saying this, Xi called on countries to work together to tackle global challenges, follow the trend of the times featuring peace, development, and win-win cooperation, and move toward a community with a shared future for humanity.
I think there are 2 key messages from the speech of President Xi Jinping. Number 1, he spoke about confidence, cooperation, and humanity first. We need to secure a better life for the humanity. And second message, I think it can be, let's compete among ourselves to champion the cause to serve the humanity, not compete against each other.
I think a very important point is how he sees the international system. He mentioned that multilateral institutions, we need to believe in a multilateral way. So instead of weaken the multilateral system. And then he says that development without peace or without security cannot be achieved. And when he says that, he offers a global development initiative in one side and a global security initiative in another side. China is offering different platforms for the world to engage in multilateral negotiations and dialogue.
Xi also highlighted the importance of safeguarding people's lives and health, calling on countries to support each other, better coordinate response measures, and improve global public health governance to clinch a final victory against the COVID-19 pandemic. China has led by example, having provided over 2.1 billion vaccine doses to more than 120 countries and international organizations, and will follow through with its pledged donations of 600 million and 150 million doses of vaccines to Africa and ASEAN countries, respectively.
Rick, the second idiom that I want to teach you is 乘风破浪.
乘风破浪. I recognize the second character, feng, which means wind.
It actually means ride the wind and break the waves. It's describing actually the act of overcoming difficulties, solving problems, and forging ahead courageously. It's a call to action.
You know, that's really a positive attitude.
Right, it's super relevant today, whether it is for fighting COVID or aiding global economic recovery.
我们要坚持建设开放型世界经济，把握经济全球化发展大势，加强宏观政策协调，运用科技增强动能，维护全球产业链、供应链稳定，防止一些国家政策调整产生严重负面外溢效应，促进全球平衡、协调、包容发展。
There might be doubts about the Chinese economy, but Xi offered assurance that the fundamentals of the Chinese economy, strong resilience, enormous potential, vast room for maneuver, and long-term sustainability remain unchanged. And by expanding high-standard opening up, China will inject significant vitality for the stability and recovery of the global economy and create broader market opportunities for all countries. Indeed, the island of Hainan is a great example of that commitment. It is being built into China's largest free trade port. In 2021 alone, Hainan recorded a total foreign investment inflow of over $3.5 billion in actual use, marking an increase of 16.2% year on year. Meanwhile, 1,936 foreign-funded enterprises were newly established in the province, with a year-on-year increase of about 92.6%.
Rick, here comes our last idiom for the day.
Okay.
扬帆远航.
扬帆远航.
Right, it means set sail for a long voyage into a bright future. Metaphorically, undertake a great mission with high spirits.
No, that's really beautiful. It communicates the idea of vision, passion, and hope.
Right, it can apply to Boao Forum for Asia. It starts from this small town. It sails far and wide with the mission of boosting the development and prosperity of Asia and the world.
Back to its roots, the founding commitment of Boao Forum for Asia was to promote regional economic integration and bring Asian countries closer to their development goals. Throughout the years, as the forum has cultivated influence far beyond Asian borders, the voice and role of Asia in the global stage have also risen significantly. According to an Asian Development Bank report released in early April, the continent accounted for 47.3% of the global economic aggregate in 2020 at purchasing power parity. The region's GDP is forecast to notch 5.2% growth this year and 5.3% in 2023. And many cooperation mechanisms, including the Belt and Road Initiative and the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, are going to bring the region closer, further unlock all-round potential and benefit immensely countries across the board.
亚洲好，世界才能更好。我们要继续把亚洲发展好、建设好，展现亚洲的韧性、智慧、力量，打造世界的和平稳定锚，增长动力源，合作新高地。
Rick, have you enjoyed learning the Chinese expressions today?
From you, Sylvia? Absolutely. I wonder, can we go through these again?
同舟共济,
同舟共济,
乘风破浪,
乘风破浪,
扬帆远航.
扬帆远航. You know, when I hear these words, really beautiful pictures come to my mind.
Right, that's good to hear.
I think now, more than ever, the world needs to draw strength from some of the themes embedded in those idioms, like solidarity, courage, cooperation, action, responsibility, and vision. And I think this message comes across very clearly in this year's Boao Forum for Asia.
I can't agree more. As we're approaching the end, I wanted to quote a poem by one of China's most famous poets, Li Bai. He wrote, "A time will come to ride the wind and cleave the waves. I will set my cloud-white sail to cross the sea which braves."
You know, I wonder if we could hear that in Chinese.
长风破浪会有时，直挂云帆济沧海。
只要我们携手同心，形而不辍，就一定能汇集起合作共赢的伟力，战胜前进道路上的各种挑战，迎来人类更加 光明美好的未来。